Good evening, students. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to day 3 of our Biopython course. Good evening, good evening. Okay, let's wait for another 1 minute if more students want to join. Good evening, Sudeshna. Good evening, Dolly. Good evening, Rashid. Good evening, Vansh. So, did you guys install the Python and VS Code? Is there anyone who has not installed it yet? Okay, very good, Riddhi. Very good, Sai. So before we begin today's class, I want to make one thing very clear. If you felt confused in the last class, that is completely okay. Alright? Today's class is only about understanding the basics very slowly and very clearly. And the main point, you do not need to execute anything along with me today. I repeat, there is no need for you to execute anything along with me. Just listen and understand. You can practice with recordings. Recordings will be available to you. So just listen and understand what we are going to learn today. So let's begin with what is a program. So a program is a list of instructions that we give to a computer. That's it, nothing more. What is a program? A program is a list of instructions that we give to a computer. Now a computer cannot think, a computer cannot decide, and computer cannot assume anything. It only does exactly what we tell it to do. So when we write Python code, we are basically writing instructions. You can think of computer like a very obedient student who does not ask why, who does not skip steps, who does not even correct mistakes, and who does not even understand what is biology, what is math, or any other logic. It only follows instruction in the exact order. For example, if we have to write a program to make a tea, everybody drinks tea. So if you have to write a program to make tea, then we must follow certain steps in a certain order, right? First step will be to boil water. Then the second step will be to add tea leaves, then to add sugar, then to add milk. So if we change this order, what will happen? We will not able to make the tea correctly. So similarly, computer only follows instruction in the exact order. Now, what is Python? Python is a language that we use to talk to computer. Just like we are talking in English, in the same way to talk with computer, we use a programming language called Python. Now your computer cannot understand Python by default. That's why we installed Python software so that the computer can read Python code, understand it and execute it. So Python is a language and VS Code is the place where we will be writing our code. For example, Python is the language and VS Code is the notebook where you will write the language Python. Alright, now let's understand how does Python code actually run. Let's open our VS Code. Here I am searching for VS Code and open it. Now this is what VS Code looks like. Yesterday we created a folder on our desktop. Let's open File Explorer. Let me increase the brightness. Okay, then let's go to desktop. Here, yesterday we created a folder and we named this folder Biopython Course. Today we are going to open this folder inside VS Code. Let's reopen VS Code. Now here in this window you are seeing many options: new file, open folder. Now we have to click here on this open folder option because we are going to open our folder which we created on the desktop. Either you can click here or you can click here on the file option. So let's click on file and here choose open folder. Now choose desktop and select your folder. Whatever you have named your folder, just select it and open it. Now on the left side, we are seeing our folder name Biopython Course. So here is our folder Biopython Course in the Explorer section. What we have to do now, we have to create a Python file inside this folder. So here is the icon of the new file. We have to click on it. Now here we will write our file name. So I'm giving my file name lesson3.py and press enter. Now we have successfully created our first Python file. And here at the end of my file name, I have written .py. So .py is the extension that tells our IDE, Integrated Development Environment, and which IDE we are using? We are using VS Code. So this .py is an extension that tells the VS Code that this is a Python file. Alright, now here in this file lesson3.py, if I type print hello. So I have typed a little code print hello. Now if I run it by clicking here on this run button, now something important is happening behind the scenes. What happens is when we run this Python code, by clicking here on the run button, what happens is we are actually talking to the Python interpreter. We are talking to the Python interpreter. Now this is your code. This is the instruction which we are giving to the computer. So what happened is the computer cannot understand this text directly. So your computer does not understand this. And that is where Python interpreter comes in the scene. For example, if you wish to visit a foreign country where people speak foreign languages, so what you will do? You will hire a translator. Similarly, in the same way, Python interpreter is a translator to the computer. Now here, the job of the Python interpreter is to read this code, is to read the instruction you have given, understand it, what it means, and execute it. So the Python interpreter is the real worker. VS Code is only the place where you are writing your code. Now if I write another code here in this next line, print world, and run it. So what is happening? The Python interpreter opens your file lesson3.py. Then it reads the first line, print hello, understands it, and then execute it. Now we can see hello in our terminal. Here we can see terminal is written and this is our output. So what is Python interpreter doing? It is opening your file lesson3.py. Then it reads the first line and execute it. And then we can see the output hello in the terminal. And then it moves forward to the next line. This is your next line code, and then Python interpreter execute it and show it to you in the terminal. So here we are seeing our output hello world in the terminal. Does anyone have any doubt regarding this? Is this clear to everybody? What is Python interpreter? What we just talked about? Okay, very good. Now let's move forward. Now, so when we run Python, when we run our Python program here, so what is happening? Python starts from the first line, execute it completely, and then moves to the next line, and then execute it, and continue like this until the program ends. Let's run it again one more time. So here we are saying hello and our next line of output world. If I type this print hello after print world. Now if I run it again, what will happen? The world, we will see the world in our output first and then the hello. Let's rerun it again. Now in the output, in the terminal, we are seeing that world has printed first, then hello has printed. So it means Python never jumps randomly and Python never runs everything at once. It's always from the top to the bottom. Alright? Does anyone want to repeat me something? Because it is the very basic thing which we have just started. Okay then. Let's move forward to what is print. Here I'm again going to write a very simple code. Print I am learning Python. Now this is a very simple code. Here the word print. Print simply means show something on the screen. Whenever we write print, we are telling the computer, please display this on the screen. So when we run it, what does computer do? It shows us the message which we are trying to tell the computer that please print me this message in my output. So what does print do? It shows the message that we want to show on the screen. So we are giving the computer instruction to print this message on the screen. So when we run it, in the output we are seeing I am learning Python. Now here I have used brackets. These are round brackets, we call it round brackets, and we also call it parentheses. Now what are these brackets? Everything written inside these round brackets is what Python will show as output. So we use this brackets, we call it parentheses. This is the syntax that if we want this to show on the screen, if we want this message to show on the screen, we will write it inside parentheses or these round brackets. Now what are these quotation marks? I have used quotation marks here. So what are these? Why I have used it? Now whatever is written inside quotation mark is treated as simple text. I am repeating it again. Whatever is written inside quotation marks is treated as simple text. So when I run it, in the output I am seeing I am learning Python. So this is a text. So in my output a text has printed. So Python does not try to understand the meaning of this text. Python does not even know English. It simply prints exactly what is written. Let's take another example which I showed you yesterday. Yesterday I printed here DNA. Then I printed RNA and then print brackets, quotation marks, proteins. Now yesterday I ran this command, I ran it, and in the output yesterday we saw this DNA, RNA and proteins. Now here we just understood that everything written inside the quotation mark are text. Even if I write here some name like print Raj, or if I say print Anubhav. So what am I doing here? I am printing names. Let's run it. So here in the output there is no difference between a DNA and Raj. Here it is a text. Python is not thinking about biology here when I write print DNA, print RNA, print proteins. It is only showing that text DNA has been printed. Text RNA has been printed. In the same way, text Anubhav has been printed. Now let's take another example. If I write print brackets, quotation mark and 10. Now 10 here is not a number. We have written 10 inside quotation marks. So we have written 10 here inside quotation marks. Now when I run it, we are seeing 10, but it is not a number, it is a text. Now when I write print brackets and 10, here I am not using quotation mark. In this code, I am not writing 10 inside the quotation marks. Now when I run it, here we see 10 and again 10. There is no difference in the output, but there is a very major basic difference, that this is a text and this is a number. We can prove it as well if we try to perform some calculation on this. Suppose if I do 10 plus 10 and here I write 10 plus 10. Now I told you that everything written inside quotation mark is a text, but here 10 is a number. Let's run it first and see the output and understand it. Now what we are seeing? Like I said, anything written inside quotation mark is a text. So this 10 plus 10 has printed exactly what we wrote here because this is a text. But here 10 is a number. So we perform calculation. Here 10 plus 10 has printed 20. So we are seeing a very basic difference, a very common problem that beginners face about the quotation mark. So inside the quotation mark, whatever we write is a text, but if we are not using quotation mark, it can be a number. If you have any doubt regarding print, you may ask in the chat box. If you have any doubt, you can ask right now. Okay. Now we are going to learn one of the most important concepts in Python, that is variables. If you understand variables, Python will start making sense to you. Now what is a variable? A variable is simply a name which is given to some information. That's it. No technical words, no complexity. A variable is simply a name given to some information. Now we use variables so that we can store information and use it later. I will give you a very simple example to understand variables. Just like we save a contact name for a phone number, in Python, that phone number is our value and that contact name is called variable. Let's see one example. Now, in our phone, a phone number by itself is just a number. But to remember whose number it is, we save it with a contact name. So instead of remembering the number, what we do? We remember the name. So if I write here, Ria is equal to, and now I type here some number. Suppose this is a phone number. Now here, this is the phone number and Ria is the contact name. And the equal to sign means save this number with this name. Now, in Python, Python reads this as save this value inside the variable Ria. That's what a variable is, to store some value, to store some information. So there is nothing complexity about this. Variable is just like a container in which we store our data, or we can say we store our value. Now if I write print Ria and run it. Now, just like we call a person by their contact name instead of dialing the number, similarly in Python, we use the variable name instead of writing the value again and again. So here I write print and then I give the name of my variable Ria, and when I ran it, what I am seeing in my output, I am seeing the value of the variable Ria. That's it. That's what a variable does. Now, just like we can save a phone number with any name we like, similarly in Python, we can give any name to a variable. For example, if I write friend name instead of Ria and write your friend name. Now here number is the same, the value is the same, only the name is different. Means we have changed the name of our variable. Now we are storing the same value inside a different variable. We just have changed the name of our variable, just like we can change the contact name of a specific phone number. That's what we did here. But the important thing to understand here is that in Python, the computer does not care about the variable name. The name is only for us to understand the code. Let's see some variables with biology examples. Now here I am making a variable named DNA. So I just wrote here DNA, then I type equal to sign. Now here I am storing a DNA sequence ATGC. Now we know that ATGC is a DNA sequence, but what we just learned, that anything inside quotation mark is a text. So if I change this ATGC and I just simply write 10, or I write Muskan, or I write Raj. So what is it? It is just a text. So even if I have written ATGC right here, it does not mean it is a DNA sequence inside Python. Inside Python, it is just a text, a value which we have stored inside the variable DNA. Let's make another variable. Here I am creating variable named gene, and I'm storing a gene name BRCA1 inside the variable gene. Now if I type print DNA and print gene, now run it. So here Python does not know biology yet. It only knows text. So here ATGC is just a text. BRCA1 is just a text. Alright, so here we are not printing biological data. We are only printing text. And that is where we will be using Biopython to make Python understand our biological data. Because Python only knows it as text, Python doesn't understand biology. That's why we use Python library Biopython, so that we can tell Python, we can make Python understand that this is an actual DNA sequence, and we could able to perform replication, transcription, translation, convert DNA into RNA and proteins, because that's what we are going to do using Biopython. because Python doesn't know biology. Let's take another example. In Python, we can also save numbers inside variables. So here, let's create a very simple variable. I am creating x is equal to 10. Now, what I just did here, I made a variable named x and I stored the value 10 inside x. Now here I am creating another variable y and I am storing 5. Now I have created a y variable and I have stored the value 5 inside y. Now there are many things we can do with this variable. Here, first thing that we are just doing, print x, or we can print y. So when I run it, what will happen? The value of x, 10, we will see 10 in the output. And in the next output, print y, what will happen? The value of y, 5, will be printed in the output. Let's run it again one more time. Here we can see print x, the value of x is 10, we are seeing 10 in our output. Print y, we are seeing the value of y, that is 5, in our output, that is 5. Now here we can perform calculations. I can also write print x plus y. Now just like in simple maths, what we do, we use variables in maths as well. We put the value of x, we put the value of y. Similarly, when I run it, what will happen? 10 plus 5. I will see 15 in my output. So here I am seeing 15. I can also even perform multiplication, x multiply by y. I can also perform subtraction, x minus y. We can also perform division, x divided by y. Let's run it. So here we are seeing x plus y, 15, x multiply by y, 50, x minus y, 5, and x divided by y, 2.0. So here Python can handle numbers, we can perform calculations as well. Now just like we have, what we did, we are just seeing the output. We are using the variables and we are seeing the output. Now here, if I want here x plus y, it should also write that this is addition. So what will we do? We will just type a text. What we have just learned, that by using quotation mark, anything we write in the quotation mark is a text. So here I am writing this is addition, and then comma, and here x plus y are variables. Now here I want this text to be in my output. This is multiplication, then comma, our variable x multiplied by y, and we can also write here another text that this is subtraction, and comma. Now let's run it. Now what we are seeing here, that we have printed a text as well as our output 15x plus y. So in another line we have also printed a text, this is multiplication, and our output x multiplied by y. So did you all guys understood how we are using variables? So if right now I give you one question, will you be able to do it? Okay, everybody open your Python now. In the VS Code, open your VS Code, create your file. I will just give you one question. Just let me know in the text box, in the chat box, if you have opened your VS Code. Everybody. Yes, let's just wait for 2 minutes for other students. Okay, I'm sharing my screen again. Okay, so I want you to write a program. I'm typing my question here. Write a program that first stores your name in a variable. Second, stores your favorite organism in another variable. And last, print both using print. So this is your question. I want you everybody to perform this and share your screenshot in the group. I will be looking in the group if anybody shares the screenshot of their answer. You have to write a Python program that stores your name in a variable, that stores your favorite organism in another variable, and you have to print both of those variables using print. Very good, Bhavya. Ashwini, very good. Parthiv, very good. You have done really well. But take a look in your print command. You have written name plus organism, right? So here you are actually adding two text. We just learned that anything inside the text is anything inside the quotation mark is a text. So by writing your both variables, you are adding two text. Let's take example of Ashwin. So here what Ashwin has does, he made a variable called name and he used brackets and then quotation marks and written his name. Okay, Parthiv. And then he made another variable organism and used brackets and then quotation marks and has written something like Bacillus subtilis. Okay, so I'm writing for short BS. Now here, first of all, there is no need of these brackets here. I mean, they are not causing any problem, but there is no need of this bracket here. You are just writing BS in quotation mark or your name in quotation mark, that is sufficient. Okay, there is no need to use brackets. Then you are doing print name plus organism. Now here Parthiv and BS, they both are text. These are both text. Now what we are doing by writing this code, we are adding two text. Now let's run it. So here in the output, what do we see? Parthiv BS. So we are also saying that there is no space between Parthiv and BS because here we have added two text. Is this clear? So instead of this, what you should do? You should do print name and in the next line, print organism and then run it again. Now here Parthiv and BS have printed separately. In the first line there is Parthiv and in the next line it is BS, short for Bacillus. Divya Gupta, very good. You have created variables. Now print it. You have to print it as well. Print your variables. Kumar Yadav, very good. All of you are doing very well. This is the basic concept of Python variables and how to print it. Yes, Siddhesh, what is the problem? Sujanya, you have to do it in your VS Code. Do it in your VS Code and share the screenshot in group. Rashid, very good. Harsha, very good. Siddhesh, what is the problem? You can type. Siddhesh, you can share your screen. Siddhesh, or you can share the screenshot in group. I will just check it. Send your screenshot in the group. Divya, share screenshot. Prachi, do it in the VS Code because we have to do practice. If you just do it in right here, it does not mean anything. We have to do practice. So type it in your VS Code. Okay, Siddhesh, look at your error. Name Siddhesh is not defined. It means you did not create a variable named Siddhesh. Are you getting what I'm saying? You did not create a variable named Siddhesh. That's why you are seeing this error. Divya, just share your screenshot in the group. Yes, recordings will be available. Danish. Sure, Mahima, you can practice later. Okay, very good. So what we just did now, we created a variable and inside the variable, we stored text. Do we get it now? Anything inside the quotation mark is a text and we stored text in the variable. Bhavya, do it in the VS Code and then share the screenshot. Thanush, okay, let me know if you fail to do so, alright? Okay, yes, Bhavya is guiding you very well. Okay, Sona, it's okay. Do you want to do another question? Should I give you one more question? Okay, now I'm giving you one more question. Abdul Rahman, what are you talking about? How to cover those? Are you talking about classes? If we are talking about classes, recordings are available. You can see that. Okay, now I am writing another question. Now write a program that stores the number 5 in a variable and stores the number 10 in another variable and print both numbers. Also perform calculation like addition and subtraction. So write a program that stores the number 5 in a variable, stores the number 10 in another variable, print both numbers and also perform calculation like addition and subtraction. Do this question and share your screenshot in the group. Vigneshwari, you have done the same thing in the print name plus organisms. We are not adding to text. We are simply printing our variables. So just write print name and in the next line print organism. Videshwari, are you getting it? Vigneshwari, I'm sorry if I'm spelling your name wrong. Yes. Sameen, very good. Okay, you are all doing very well. We are practicing here, so even if you are not able to get it, just try to do it on your own. If you feel the need to just Google it and see what is the code, don't do it, because that's not how you will be able to do it in the future. Okay, so just practice it on your own. Very good. I am seeing everybody's answer. Your name are not here, so I'm not able to say your name. Okay, now I would like you to give you one medium level question that was very easy. Now here I am going to give you a medium level question. Now write a program that takes three numbers and print the average. Also, kindly write your name in your program, okay? Like name is equal to Muskan, so that I can see. Just write this in the top of your program. After that, do this answer so that I can see everybody's name. Now you have to write a program that takes three numbers and print the average. There is only logical building in this question, there is nothing else. Kindly write this name is equal to your name so that I can see everybody's name in your screenshot. Okay. I will also be sharing a small assignment related to whatever we have learned so far about the Python basics. The assignment will be shared in the Biopython group. So whole week you can do that assignment. Ashwini, very good. This is very nice. Ashwini, you have done very well. Ashwini, I see that you have already completed your answer. Bhavya, you have done really well done. You are now able to understand how variables are working. Sona Sushil, very well done. Now see, it's not even looking like you are beginners. You are already doing so well. It doesn't even look like that you just learned about variables right now. Parthiv, very well done. Srijita, very good. Athira, very good. Okay, I am saying that some of the students are making very common mistakes. Let me just share it. Okay, so many of you are doing very common mistake. Let's see here. Everybody, let's see here. So the question is, write a program that takes three numbers and print the average. So here, let's make three variables. So I'm making variable A, I am making variable B, and I am making variable C. Now we will store values in all these variables. Let's store 10 and 20 and 30. So I have made a variable A in which I have stored the value 10. In the variable B, I have stored the value 20. And in the variable C, I have stored the value 30. Now we need to find out the average. So here I will make a variable named average. Okay, so I have named the variable average. Now we already know what's the formula of taking an average. Add all these numbers and divide it by the total number. So here the total number is 3. So let's add it first. Use the brackets. Now you have to call it parenthesis. You are doing programming. So this is called parenthesis. Now we will add all these variables. A plus B plus C, and then divide it by 3. Now this is the correct way to write it, and then print average, which is our variable. So what we are doing here, we are adding A plus B plus C, and we have written it inside parentheses, and we have divided by 3. In the maths, we all know the mass, board mass. What does it mean? That the brackets come first, right? In the same way, what will happen? A plus B plus C will happen, like 10 plus 20 plus 30, and then it will get divided by 3. Alright, and we are storing this value inside the variable average, and then we are printing our variable average. Now run it. Now here is the answer, 20.0. So students who have made mistakes, kindly take a note of this. I just gave you a very simple example here. Just like in maths, we use board mass, the mass. What does it mean? First of all, brackets. We solve first of all brackets, and then we move forward. In the same way, we have used brackets here, parenthesis. So A plus B plus C, and then it will get divided by 3. Is it clear? What I just told you, is it clear? Everyone who has made mistakes regarding this, kindly take note. Okay, very good. Now I will share the assignment in the group, and also the recordings will be available to you. As we don't have any class in the week, we only take classes in the weekends. So kindly try to practice all those questions in the assignment. Try to watch all the 3 videos. We have completed 3 lessons till now. Lesson 1 is actually very important, because I told there about the need of Biopython, need of Bioinformatics, and why we are using Python. So kindly rewatch it again. And the second lesson is about the installation of Python. If anyone is facing problem during the installation, you can text me privately. Okay, I will reply you. Okay, so good evening everyone. Thank you everyone for joining. Have a nice evening.